Welcome back. In this video, we will discuss why are RAG systems important, which should serve as the motivation for this course. The key objectives of this video are to discuss why do we care about large language models, what can we do with large language models, some of the inherent challenges with LLMs, how do we augment LLMs with private data, current advancements in the form of long context LLMs, discussing some of the challenges with long context LLMs, understanding why are RAG systems important. Now, why do we care about large language models? LLMs are a phenomenal piece of technology for knowledge generation and reasoning. They are pre-trained and also fine-tuned on large amounts of publicly available data. Now, what can we do with LLMs? We can write a lot of content in terms of content generation and creation, like blog writing. We can take some existing documents and transform them into a different piece of a document, like in this case, creating a summary out of a larger document. We could also ask for assistance in complex tasks like code generation, code completion, and so on. We can also use it to generate ideas for us, like in this case, we generate a list of ideas to write a blog. We could also ask it for open-ended question answering, where we ask certain questions and we get relevant answers. Now, what are the challenges with LLMs? If LLMs are so good, what are some of the inherent challenges? One of the main challenges is answering questions based on recent updates. So if you ask any LLM questions based on recent events, as you can see on the left-hand side, we ask a question, what was discussed in Google's Q2 earnings call in 2024? And we tell it to answer this question based on its internal knowledge. Now, because ChatGPT in this case has a knowledge cutoff till October 2023, it is not able to answer questions beyond that, unless it is able to search the internet. So using its internal knowledge, it's not able to answer the question. Same thing in this case, if we ask a question based on any recent innovations, discoveries, inventions, implementations, releases, it is not able to answer the question. Like LangGraph is a very popular framework by LangChain to build agents, and we will be using that in the later courses. So here we ask a question based on your knowledge without any searches. Tell me about LangGraph. And it is not able to answer the question, although it recognizes LangChain, but it's not able to answer the question. So if you have your own enterprise data, any kind of a LLM like GPT, ChatGPT, these have not been trained or fine-tuned on your data. So it's not going to be able to answer those questions. Like in this case, if we see the GPT-4o knowledge cutoff date, we ask it the question, tell me about your knowledge cutoff date, and GPT-4o answers us in the ChatGPT platform that the knowledge cutoff date is October 2023. So what is a knowledge cutoff date? It basically means that data until this date was used to train and fine-tune this large language model, and hence it cannot answer any questions related to anything which happened after that date. So now comes the question, okay, how can we augment large language models with our own custom data, our own private data, our own enterprise data? So one workflow is shown on the left-hand side. This has become very popular, especially in the year of 2024, which is long context large language models, which basically means an LLM with a large context window, which means you can dump a huge amount of data into this LLM. For example, Google's Gemini supports up to 1 million tokens, which means you can upload probably hundreds of files and you will still be within that context window limit. You will not run out of tokens for a single prompt. So in that case, long context large language models are quite viable, where you can ask questions, you can dump a huge amount of data along with your prompt, and you could ask it questions based on that data and get a relevant response. The other workflow, which is the more popular and easy to build and scale, is RAG, also known as Retrieval-Augmented Generation. So the whole idea of Retrieval-Augmented Generation is you have your custom data, you store that in a vector database, then you ask a question, you retrieve relevant documents, relevant information related to your question as a context. You pass that context and your question to a large language model, and you tell it to generate a response using that context for your question. Now, current long context LLMs as of late 2024 include GPT-4o from the popular OpenAI organization. It supports in a single prompt up to 128,000 tokens. Claude 3.5 from Anthropic supports up to 200,000 tokens. Gemini 1.5 supports 1 million tokens, which is a huge number. And Llama 3.2 is an open source model from Meta. It supports up to 128,000 tokens. So that means in a single prompt, you can upload documents and your instructions. As long as it is less than that context limit, it can process it and give you responses. So that is great. Then why do we care about RAG in terms of building a system where we need to store data in a vector database and do processing, retrieval, augmentation, all of these things? Why don't we just dump the data into a long context set? While we could do that, there are certain challenges associated with long context LLM. One of the main challenges is latency and processing time. Because you are dumping so much data, everything becomes a part of your prompt. It needs to read through that full prompt to be able to answer your question. So it takes quite a bit of time, especially the larger the amount of data you upload along with your prompt. It takes longer to process it and hence latency increases. So more documents along with your prompt increases the time taken to find the relevant context through all those documents to answer your queries. More documents also increase the cost because remember, if you're using commercial LLMs, they charge you per token, as we have discussed before. So more documents means every word in every document contributes towards increasing the token size and the corresponding cost. And there is also something known as lost in the middle issue, where if there is a huge amount of documents and the information is somewhere in the middle, sometimes the LLM is not able to retrieve it to answer your question. So that is where RAG systems have become very important. The reason for that is there is a separate retrieval stage, which means even if you have millions of documents, what you're doing is you are processing those documents and storing it in a vector database. And then, based on your question, you are retrieving context documents which are related to your question. So because of this separate retrieval stage where your documents are already indexed in a database, you can quickly retrieve relevant data to your question. So because of this separate retrieval stage, you can scale it to millions of documents because only the relevant documents will be going along with your question to the prompt of the LLM, not everything. Cheap, easy to implement, scalable. You have a lot of open source tools, platforms available in the form of vector databases, retrieval strategies, LLMs, so you can connect all of that. Very easy to implement because you're not training anything. And of course, you can deal with long context data and many documents because you are not dumping all the documents in the prompt. Very easy to integrate custom data because you will dump it into a vector database to augment the LLM's knowledge. And RAG is often a replacement for fine-tuning because you don't need to train the LLM with your custom data. Now, one thing to keep in mind is RAG is an alternative, but not all the time. In many cases, you may need to fine-tune the large language model if RAG is not cutting it. But first, you should always try to build a RAG system, because if you're able to make the LLM answer questions based on your custom data by connecting the retrieval component with the LLM, that should be more than enough. And because it is using your provided contextual documents to answer your questions, it will generally be grounded based on those documents, based on the facts from those documents. So in that way, it can prevent hallucinations. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.